Hey everyone, welcome back to CCTT. Today we're going to be looking at a wide range of AMD processors. Now, back in 2000, 2001, when I first started off, we had the original Athlons that had come out. And throughout the course of time, the Athlons, or the Phenom, I believe the Phenom was one. Around the time that Phenom came out, I stopped using AMD. I went back to Intel. And then it wasn't until the original Ryzen series came out and the 2600 from AMD. This is a really good processor at the time, and I think that for the most part a person could get away with 6 cores and 12 threads even today. I bet many of you who are here today can testify that 2600 runs just as good in 2026 as it did when they first got it. Eventually I moved up to the 3900X and I used that for several years. This is a powerhouse. In fact, I'm building a new machine with this 3900X that I've got, and the purpose for this is I'm going to use it inside of a server. I'm going to use the additional cores, and I have an extra motherboard, so I'm going to be using that for that purpose. Now, eventually, we went to the 5600X, the 5600, and those right now are in many of the Bazite machines that I've built. And so I'll do a few more specials on those, a few more videos explaining the Bazite machines and why today I think even more now than ever using these older generation AM4 platform CPUs as well as the DDR4 RAM that's still available in many of these older machines is just as viable running an OS like SteamOS under Linux. And quite frankly, with the 5600 you can still get away with Windows 11 on it. So at some point, though, I had moved up to the 5900. And the 5900X was an incredible CPU. And I actually stuck with this processor for quite some time. It was one of my favorite processors. I'm one of those kind of geeks that likes to have the amount of cores that are running. And in, for example, I believe it's agadget.net.org. Anyways, I believe it's 8Gadget. Anyways, it shows all of your processors, and it has a bar graph that kind of shows the activity. And so I'm all about having 24 threads running and having all the different simultaneous activity going on. I used this all the way through until a brand new CPU came out from AMD, which offered a lot of promises for gaming and also for content. Then that, of course, is the 5800x3d. This powerful CPU is something that right now it is still currently in this machine. It's running right now. Pop that bad boy on. Make sure I turn my screen off. I don't want to show anything there, but this machine just cruises. It is one of the fastest machines I've ever had. I could have went Intel. I've had several Intel builds. I stopped at the 1100 series. I did not want to take the risk that the 13th and 14th gens were going to overheat, and so I opted to go with AMD and keep things cool. I've had this for a few years now, running essentially Call of Duty on it on occasion, and doing all my video processing for the videos you see here, and so it's really good. I really appreciate the Ryzen 7 5800X3D and its performance values. So I did build a different machine for one of my clients who wanted to have the 5900X, and I put that in there for that individual. For all intents and purposes, that 5900 worked out really well. And that was until just about a week ago, and I'll have another video. It happened actually this last weekend. It was on my way to Minneapolis, and I happened to see an incredible deal on RAM. Now, the reason why this is important is because I'm running DDR4 3200. I believe I've got the, I don't think it's the Corsair in there. This might be Kingston Fury is what I've got running in the back. And so what I was contemplating on doing is upgrading, because the RAM was at a good price. It was at $300 for 3200 gigs. And so I figured, or 32 gigs, not 3200. So I just figured, why not just upgrade if you can? I've got the ability. I'm near Minneapolis for the reason I won't tell you exactly why. And I just had this quirk feeling just to check and see if they had any deals over at the Micro Center inside of Minneapolis, over at it's at St. Louis Park in Minneapolis. And so I drove through the snow and braved the weather and elements. A few spots were a little crazy on the way there. Anyways, I was able to get the RAM that I was looking for, and lo and behold, they had other parts there. And one of the parts that I was really excited about was a ROG Asus X870, and I believe it's the E variant. Now I got this one on deal because it had been returned. They had done their check, kind of like the Geek Squad, and it was just a surefire win. It was $200 off, and I picked this thing up. And then alongside of that, I ended up getting the just to test the parts. I got the Ryzen 5, the 9600X, so this is just to test it. I'm going to wait. My understanding is that the X870 will probably still be viable, as was the AM4 in the later generations when you had the newer chips come out. And I think that the new 10th gen AMD will be likely the AM5 will still allow for the 10th series from AMD and a Ryzen processor. So I wanted to have that option, and so I got it. Now, I will do some other testing, and I'll try getting some videos out on that. To be honest with you, I've got so many videos. I have so much content, I just haven't been able to do it. My day job, I'm really, really busy. And some of you might be able to guess what I do, but I'm really, really busy. And so I produce these because I want the people who actually need the information to get it. So anyways, my drop into this unfortunate situation where I'm getting a brand new platform upgrade is going to be the benefit for someone else. I'm going to put this on eBay. Now, this CPU has not been overclocked except for a few times just to test it, and then whatever the motherboard does in controlling the amount of overclocking, it goes automatically. So I don't normally do that. I don't want to stress it out. I'm not going to put liquid nitrogen into a tube and see how long I can make it run and at what temps. Anyways, so this will be on eBay. I'm going to try helping out some other folks. I'm going to try keeping it as low, let people bid on it as to what they believe its value is. I just need to recoup some of the money that I've got into it right now, and it does appear to be a processor that is in high demand. So anyways, so the reason why a person would pick up a 5800X3d is because it's still AM4 platform, so you can get RAM. I will probably put this RAM on, and so look under my listing, you'll probably see that the RAM's available as well. I might put the motherboard on as well and see if I can offload that for someone who would like to have that Strix. Really good motherboard. It'd be sold separately. And again, I'm just getting my cost back, what I've got into it, what I think it might be for right now. But here's the deal. The 5800X3D will run all the major games that you've got. Most of the testing was done, for example, Cyberpunk 2024 was done on this platform, on this very platform. Now, are there faster processors out there? Absolutely. The newest ones from AMD and the newest ones from Intel are very, very fast. But what do you need? What game has come out that you cannot do everything you want for gaming at a reasonable price and not pay $900 to the RAM when you want to build your computer? Or if you're looking to upgrade, this is the way to go about it. I highly recommend that you pick up one of these CPUs if you can find them on a reasonable price. Now, if you're paying, $900, $700 for this, it's not worth it. It totally is not worth it. Might as well spend that money, better spent on getting your RAM that you need to get and move to the next platform. But if you're still inside of the AM4 platform, you're not looking to upgrade your motherboard, you're not looking to upgrade your RAM, all you need to do is just get a better processor and you're maxed out on all your other components, then this is the last step. Looking forward to our next videos, and again, pick yourself up a 5800X3D if you get a chance. I know there's a lot of people out there saying these things aren't worth it. They're not running them. They're not running them in the background. They probably tested them. They probably have a few things, but they're not using it as their daily. And if you're not using it as your daily, shut up and sit down. It still runs, it's very viable. What's going to happen, I think, in the future is I believe that we're moving into a spot where we're probably not going to be able to build computers for about a year. The components that we need to get are not going to be available for about a year. We'll go into a full transition to a brand new section where probably in the end of 2026 and beginning of 2027, where builders not using gently used parts or otherwise, we're just cobbling together what is available on eBay, because you really can't build at $900 for RAM. That's twice the amount that I have for a full Bazite machine right now. Twice. It's just insane. So anyways, like and subscribe if you want more videos. Leave comments in the description. I may not get back to you. If you like the videos, that's fine. If you're like, yeah, you really do suck, you need to find a different job, I actually do have a different job. I only do this for the benefit of you. If you'd like me to do more information about these particular processors and CPUs, things like that, I'll try doing that. So put that in the comment. Till then, CCTT out.